Today what we're going to do here is we're going to help you DJs figure out your GoPro and how to actually hook this up correctly so you can get a nice sound for your fans and not actually look like a fool using your phone there and the microphone on your phone. You're getting a crappy signal that you're getting. So basically, here's your GoPro. This is a GoPro 9. And what I've done here, what you're looking at here, so you actually see me shine the whole studio around here. So it's me on the mic right here. Spin it around the other way. So basically, with this camera here, this is say you're on doing a gig, right? And you want to make sure the audience is hearing what you're doing. So what I'm going to do right now, since we're already doing this, and the GoPro is not recording what I'm saying right now, but you guys are seeing what I'm doing. Basically, what you DJs are doing here is you're using your phone when you record your shows. You got someone in the audience, recording it, using the microphone on your phone. That's just whack, guys. So you want to have your GoPro, but then you're using your GoPro and you're using the microphone on your GoPro. Use the microphone there. Even when you get a media cage, and it gives you a microphone on your media cage here, you don't want to be using that as well. So I haven't even tested this out yet. I just got the GoPro. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to turn down some of this music here. Let's go back to the house music, because that's basically what everyone is going to be doing anyway with your DJs. So let's go here. I'm going to turn this down just a tad, but not too much, because we're going to be recording. So let's go ahead and test this. So what I did is, if you guys are wondering how I got my rig set up real quick, let's do that last. We'll come back. So, if I was, the audio is coming from the actual and my other computers, just so we can have the audio, because what we're going to be doing is we're sending the audio to the GoPro, because after you record your show, and you go home and you upload it onto your profile or whatever, you don't want to have the audio from the audience, the sound out for the microphone. You want to plug in from the decks, straight in from the decks. Go ahead and straight plug in there, and that's what you want. So you definitely want to plug in from the decks right there. So you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to press record on here. I am streaming, so hopefully this will stream at the same time. If not, I'm going to unplug it, and then we're going to take the card out, and we're going to load it in on the video player. We'll see it all at the same time to see if the audio did get in just as nice and clear, because I have it, what we're hearing right now, I have the audio going streaming, the audio is entering the GoPro. So let's go ahead and press record. See if it'll even record in streaming mode. Does it look like it's going to record in streaming mode? So this is a live test. I haven't even tried to test these out yet. So let's see what it's doing. Uh-oh, I pushed record, so it's recording. So I was wrong on that. I just maybe didn't push the button right, or maybe just needed to tap it so that to understand it needs to go in recording mode as we're streaming as well. So this just messing with the GoPro right now. Kind of like how it has the it's got a little stabilizer on there. It's kind of cool. I like how the new GoPro 9s do that. So we'll start that song over. I'm just recording a little bit here. Just for the levels, I'm going to make sure the levels are set. If it's going to peak out or whatever, we can hear it nice and clear. Let's go ahead and turn it up a little bit. This is for the test of the audio on the GoPro. Check. This is a GoPro 9 check. Audio for the DJs. This is make sure that the audio gets in there for you guys. Like it stops here, so stop this music here. Hope I didn't hit any wrong buttons. So, all right. So what I'm gonna do? Let's see here. Now, I do have a media wire. Now, I'm wondering what happens here if I just go ahead and just plug it in without actually open the media cage or whatever, since we're doing this all in one take here. So I'm going to plug in now I'm plugging the USB-C into the media cage. Still have the HDMI card wire coming out of the media cage, and also the audio input going into it. Now, when I did set it, I did go into the menu, and when you go into settings, you go to audio, and you see the GoPro media cage, then you want to go into the settings in there, and you can set the microphone settings to like boost mic, powered mic or whatever, and then it says input, because I almost didn't even check that before I even did that, and just did the regular microphone input, and I seen it was coming in hot. So now when I did the regular input, the levels look nice and clean, and it had some headroom. So let's go ahead and plug this in, see what happens, if it will actually switch modes to, so I could send. It doesn't look like it switched. It started charging. As you can see, it's charging on the screen here. So it's still sending but charging. So at least we know it will start charging. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just disconnect out of media mode, and we'll just go straight and dump it on the desktop file. So, all right. You guys can still see what I'm doing. Let's check here. I'm going to go ahead and unplug the audio here, so I have some cord room. And let's check, see if I can get to that mode. And I don't see it on my desktop showing up as the GoPro. I'm going to unplug it again and plug it back in, see if it switches up. It's just going back to charging. Let me go up to settings here. As for connections, it says USB. It should be connecting that way. Sometimes you have to turn them off and then turn them back on to make it do that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. If that doesn't work, I'm going to disconnect the cage and no, not record, please. So that file, we don't want the short file. Okay, so turning this off. Definitely I'm going to have to edit it short. So you guys aren't going through all this part. Okay, so I'm plugging it back in. This time we're doing the starting it off, shutting it back on. See if we can get it into file mode. It went back to camera mode again. These things are so tricky about that sometimes. Okay, I'm taking the cage off. Sometimes the cage just doesn't want to comply when you do this. So I'm going to unplug it, turn it off again. This is why we're doing this. So maybe I won't edit this so you guys can see this fully all the way, because I haven't done the audio test with the GoPro in the cage before. So let's try it again. I'm going to turn it on. See if it goes into media mode for files. No. So you hear that? So, did you see what I had to do? I had to take the media cage off just for the act right. Sometimes it does act right, sometimes it doesn't. There we go. So now you guys can see what I'm doing here. All right, so we see the Hero Black here. Go on our files, and we should be like second to last, because that was the one that we fucked up on. That's like 17 megs, and this one's only like almost a gig. So I bet you it's this one. I'm going to grab this on the desktop. transfer that over. Okay, so let's check out our file now. So we're gonna stop this music and let's see what happens. So let's see what it's doing. Oh, it worked. Uh-oh, I pushed record, so it's recording. So I was wrong on that. I just maybe didn't push the button right, or maybe just needed to tap it so that to understand it needs to go into recording mode as we're streaming as well. So just messing with the GoPro right now. Kind of like how it has the audio for the DJs. This is make sure that the audio gets in there for you guys. So there you go. We have it. It works. So with the media cage, you take the audio and go straight in. Now the audio could have gotten even better because I'm using the audio from the headphone output. That's what I did. I didn't even tell you guys at first because I didn't want you to go at me. But anyway, I just split the audio on the headphones that I'm listening to and plugged it in the GoPro just for the test to see how it came out. And it actually came out just as great as I'm hearing it right here. It was an exact match. So, but I wouldn't recommend you split the headphone output to your GoPro. Come out of your either your booth out or your monitor out or your master out and watch your levels, and make sure you go into your GoPro mode and change go into in your GoPro media cage mode. You want to change the input from microphone to input, which is at the very bottom. Just scroll down when you get to that part and just, and you'll see it. So that's our test for the GoPro and for DJs, to make sure you're not using your phone and looking like an idiot and sounding like an idiot, and it's not in stereo just like this was. We play it back. The sound is nice and stereo as well. So, and you can hear the mix with everything. You're not hearing the audience and everybody else talking or right now saying, "Oh, plug in this wire, blah blah blah." Or what's going on? Are you playing next? They don't need to hear all that. They just need to hear the music.